guys, Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, we're starting a new girl with the high contrast. Continuing on. This is another girl that I drew and inked out. And I had a comment if I will, the next time I draw a girl, if I'll draw the girl on camera, and I will. In the past, I just haven't, because it makes me kind of nervous, because sometimes these girls will pop out of my pencil, out of my hand really easily. And sometimes it's like a mess. It's like I erase, and it takes a while to get them drawn out. It just depends. So, but yes, I will attempt to draw on camera the next time I draw a girl. But I already had this one drawn, because you guys saw this one ahead of time. Okay, with this girl, I don't know what I want to name this piece yet. I am going to give it a name, but a lot of times the names come organically to me. So we'll see what comes from this piece. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of different different words that mean something to me with all the stuff that we're going through right now with this virus. That's what I feel like is going to happen, because what I want to do is, in the background, I want to do a graffiti background. So a graffiti background is a great base for all these different words that I want to like spit out right now of my frustration with this whole thing. Anyway, my frustration, let me just talk real quick. My frustration with this whole virus right now, and I'm sorry I'm talking about this, but I just got to get it out, is the patchwork technique that we're doing. We're not on the same page. Can you imagine in your family if you guys patchworked your family, like dealing with situations? Yeah, it don't work out too good when you patchwork. Everyone is everywhere. So that creates some serious fear for me. So that's what is going to come out probably on this page, is a lot of those words with the graffiti background, and put those in. So at any rate, the other thing I want to do is I want to play with brighter colors. So we're not going to use magenta. We're not going to use purples and all that. We are going to use magenta, but we're going to use magenta with orange, and we're going to use yellow. So we're going to use really bright colors. So I'm really excited about that. Okay. Let's go. So I know this is going to look really weird. Let me put my glasses on. I'm going to shade. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to shade with magenta, which I know is going to be really strange because I never shade with magenta. But I told you I really want to use color. So that is what we're going to do. Make sure that blends out good. Okay, and you guys will hear me getting quiet here and there because I am focusing. Put a little highlight right there. Okay. Just want that to kind of blend out to nothing right there. Perfect. And I threw another little highlight right in there because I was thinking about I want to have another highlight there. So that's what we just did. Okay. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to get rid of this. Just a minute, I got some erasing here that I didn't really quite get in there. Oh man, I just smeared all over my picture. All right, let's try to get that cleaned up as much as we can. And we're doing a piece like this. When you're doing any piece, there's never really any mistakes. You can always fix it or clean it up. All right. That little bit of that being there will be just fine. Okay. This right here is a piece of, if I can get it out, I can't. I'll just let it dry. That right there is a piece of, oh, I need to come in closer so you guys can see up close. Is a piece of my eraser. Oh, you guys are pretty close. All right, there. Bring these in a little closer. Okay. Just a second, you guys, playing with my palette just a little bit here, getting the color I want. Okay, so let's put my shading in for my nose here. Okay, bring that down. Just kind of seeing how I handled this over here. Okay. Okay, then we're going to bring some color in the nose here. There we go. All right, now let's bring this on this side. I'm going to put a little water, so we're going to do a wet on wet technique. And what that does is when you have your, whatever, your canvas or whatever, working on, working on mixed media paper, it will just make the colors undulate out a little bit better. You won't have to work so hard at it. So once you touch it, the colors will undulate out on their own. And you know what? I got to turn my book, so hopefully I'm still in frame. Perfect. It's undulating out really nicely. Okay. Still going to touch this up a little bit, touch this a little bit to make sure we're softening that line up. Okay. All right. Love that. Oh, how different is that? Using that magenta color. Okay, I'm going to dry this because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, you can use also, you can use watercolors, and I'm using, I didn't show, I'm using the the teal watercolors by Jane Davenport. I also want to use her color stick, which is basically a watercolor in a stick. It's water-soluble crayons. And I want to use that to do some orange shading going around. But I need to dry this a little bit. So just a second while I dry this. Okay, so I want to also shade close to the line up here in orange on top of this magenta, and I think that's going to look really good. Yeah, that's going to look really good. And then we'll hit this with water. All right. Now, I could have just went ahead and used orange watercolor. We could have done that too. But I wanted to use these color sticks more, so. So you just hit these color sticks with water and they just blend right out. And you guys, I have to say this, I think the reason I sound a little frustrated probably making this video, I think it's because I am frustrated. This morning was crazy. I woke up this morning at about 7 o'clock. My husband went outside, out to the front yard for a second to do whatever. And he yells back in the house, action, action. I'm like, what does he mean, action? And I go outside, and the serious SWAT team was in our neighborhood this morning. And I guess they've been here since like 6 in the morning. There are a ton of people in front of our house to watch, which is fine. Everybody wants to see what's going on. No major. Okay, we're in the middle of a pandemic, right? So we're all supposed to still be, whether we're, SWAT is here to, get this guy. I'll talk to you about what he's doing in a second. We still need to stay 6 feet apart. These fools, and I mean fools, I never knew there were so many fools in my neighborhood. I never even seen all the people in my neighborhood until today. I've never seen such fools. They were gathered together. Adults, no kids. Insanely. They were so close. And I was like, what in the hell are you guys doing? I mean, I was so livid. So I said to them, I said, you guys, remember, we're supposed to be doing social distancing? And you would have thought I had 2 heads. They all looked at me like, don't you dare tell us social distancing. And one lady goes, oh, you're right, we should be social distancing. And so when I said it, then she did it. Then, 2 seconds later, she's gathering again. I just could not believe it. My husband kind of yelled at me because he's like, people get mad when you, correct them, and they're gonna probably try to come to our house and do something to our house or something. And I said, well, you're probably right, but at the same time, when you sit there and gather like that, you're putting everyone's life at danger, because now you could be passing on the virus, you know? Okay, so I'm watching these fools, and more people are coming, and more people are gathering. It is crazy in front of my house. Me and my husband, mind you, we're like probably 12, 13, 14 feet up in our driveway by the garage door. So nobody, everybody was far from us. We weren't about to go start congregating, trying to get the coronavirus. And this one lady, she had come up. She wanted to start talking to me. Oh, she wanted to first see. It was actually, when I found out, it was her house that they were at. And I'll explain that in a minute. I didn't know it was her house. Whether it was her house or not, I still would have responded the same way. So she starts coming closer and closer to me, okay? And I said, excuse me. Remember? Social distancing. And she finally was like, oh. And she, all morning long too, doesn't practice any social distancing. We have a neighbor across the street who is in a wheelchair and has had a heart attack and a stroke and whatever else problems he has, okay? He's been 2 steps from death so many times. Everybody is around him. He's out in the middle of it all. If this fool gets coronavirus, he will probably pass away, okay? His immune system is for nothing, okay? He's had the ambulance at his house so many times for his health problems. And they've had to take him away in the ambulance. And this has been within the, last 6 months. Okay, so I'm watching this mess. A policeman comes by. Well, there's police everywhere. There's SWAT everywhere, police everywhere. But a policeman who wasn't actually working the whole scene, who could take a little more time, comes by and he says, you guys need to really break that up. You need to practice social distancing. This lady gets smart-ass, and excuse my language, but I'm pissed. She gets smart-ass with him and tells him, well, we don't believe in that. We don't believe in this virus. We think it's made up, and you're not wearing a mask. Well, he was in his car. Now, mind you, I was kind of perturbed with the police, too, because they weren't wearing masks either, and they were coming up close to people telling them to move out of the way or do whatever, and they weren't wearing masks either. So I felt like everybody was acting like fools, because what the hell are you guys doing, without wearing masks? You're not even being a good example yourself, the police. And anyway, so this lady, she comes up getting closer to me, and I said, excuse me, social distancing. In fact, just go ahead and get off my driveway. I know that sounds rude, you guys, but these people did not care, okay? And when the policeman yelled at him, they said they don't believe in that there's a coronavirus. They think it's all fake. I was so livid, okay? And so I guess that's what my frustration right now is. I know I sound frustrated on this video. I guess because I am frustrated. I couldn't believe the ignorance that I was seeing coming from my neighbors. And you guys, there was probably 30 people. There's probably 10 people in front of my house. But like I said, I was not anywhere near them at all. But across the street, in other people's yards, watching this whole thing take place. And they all were. And then one of my neighbors went right up to this other neighbor and shook hands. I was like, what are you doing? And then my other neighbor next to me, he's probably 65 years old. He goes right out in it also and starts talking to everybody in the neighborhood. And I'm like, are you insane? It really hits people hard. It hits everybody. But it really hits people hard who are older, I just could not believe the complete and utter ignorance that I was seeing from my neighbors. It was unfathomable. And they did not want to hear about social distancing. They did not want to hear you say anything about it. Smarted off to the cops. It was absolutely... So our neighborhood, just my neighborhood alone, could become a hotspot. I mean, I would not be shocked at all. And when I think about it, I've seen a lot of my neighbors hanging out at each other's houses. Well, I've been watching it. I'll have to go to the store or whatever. And, for, any of the things that we need. And, I'm practicing social distancing. I'm wearing gloves. I'm wearing a mask, everything. These fools, the neighbors, are just congregating in the front yard, having beers, talking, like there's nothing going on. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I've been watching this for the last couple of weeks. It was just absolutely amazing. So this is what happened. Hope you guys are just watching me paint this. So this is what happened. There's this guy here in the neighborhood. There's this weirdo was in, now this sounds weird, but the lady who it was happening to actually came down and started talking to everyone about it. Because it happened to her. It was her house that they were in. That the SWAT team was, you know, trying to get this guy to come out of the house. They woke up, they heard somebody in their attic. The guy was in their attic, and they believe he actually been living in the attic for a few days. Their attic is in their garage. And her husband, I guess he has a gun, so he got the gun out, and he aimed it at the guy, and I didn't hear much past that part. Her husband and all of them got out of the house without getting hurt, thank God. But the fool, who's, you know, was in their attic, is still in their house, is still in the garage. So that's when the police came and they were trying to get him out of the garage, and he wouldn't come out of the garage, and it was just some insane crap going on. I couldn't even believe it. It was just absolute insanity. And then that was insane what the guy was doing. And then it was insane how my neighbors were behaving. The whole thing was just crazy. And this is what me and my husband woke up to this morning. I'm like, good God. So you guys can kind of see why. I'm probably doing the perfect type of project. All the bright colors, which can express my frustration and anger with my neighbors and the police themselves, the way they were behaving. I just thought everybody was being so irresponsible. Okay, I think I'm going to throw, you guys, I wish you guys were here with me, because I don't know if I should throw my same old green eyes in here, or if I should throw purple eyes in. Or should I do one purple, one green? You guys, I'm doing one purple, one green. That's going to look cool. Because it's going to be graffiti style. So we can get crazy. We can get really crazy. We can get crazy anyway, but we can get really crazy. And I think getting crazy will look right. So, let's throw the purple eye here. I do this a lot too. I don't always just do green. Sometimes I do like one eye green and one eye purple. I love doing that too. But I think getting crazy is going to look really good. Cool. Yeah, I can already tell this is going to be cool. And you guys know I like to use the green from this palette also. It's called, I call it Jiminy Cricket. It's really just called Jiminy, but it reminds me of Jiminy Cricket. So you guys, you know, thank you for listening to me. For those of you who didn't turn it off already, like, I don't want to hear this. I just was so frustrated this morning. So that's it. That's what happened. Oh, and they did, oh, I will tell you this. They got the guy. This took 3 hours. So this all started at 6 o'clock in the morning. He finally didn't come out of their garage until like 9 o'clock. There's all types of big bangs in our neighborhood trying to freak him out. I mean, it was like a bomb went off. They were doing that to freak him out so that would bring him out. Well, it never brought, it brought him out a little bit, but I guess he went back in, and they were over the loudspeaker. The whole neighborhood could hear this. They would say the same things over and over and over for 3 hours, you guys. It was crazy. The fool finally comes out. It's some real skinny guy, young guy. He's only like maybe 25, which I think is just so sad. It's like, what happened to you that you're in somebody's attic and now you're getting arrested and the SWAT are arresting you? It was just horribly, it was horrible and sad. And I'm trying to think what color I should color these lips while I have everything out. Should I get crazy, you guys, and do some green lips? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so he comes out, and the lady, she's in front of my house too, but still more than 10 feet away. He comes up to her and goes, I need you to identify and let me know if this is the guy, just to make sure, you know. And so everybody in the neighborhood, I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people are out. So everybody wants to see what this guy looks like. They put him in front of the police car so she can identify him to say, yeah, that's the dude that was in my garage. And that my husband took the gun out on. And I think that guy took the gun away from him, or he had a gun too. I'm not really sure. I never completely got the story because I was trying to keep social distance. So she said, yeah, that's him. And he just looked so cracked out. It was just, at this point, I'm getting sad. I know that sounds crazy because I have a family member who's mentally ill. And he just looked either on drugs or mentally ill. And, you know, once you're on that kind of drugs and you're doing that kind of stuff, I guess you can call that mental illness too. It just is like, God, you're so young to, why, I mean, just that's your life, is this crap, you know? I just, it was just sad. It was just sad. And he was cussing, of course, and screaming. And then they wanted to put him on a stretcher, but I guess he didn't want to go on the stretcher. So, because okay, and this one said the fire department did come. Oh, I'm doing the neck now, so let me make sure I'm in frame for the neck. Okay, there we go. So, so the fire department came, and so did the ambulance, okay, finally, after they got him. So I'm like, oh my God, did he hurt himself? Or did, when the guy, because her husband, her husband did shoot, I guess, up in the air or something. I'm like, did he shoot this guy? Is he hurt or something? Anyway, for some reason, they wanted to take him to the hospital, but he wouldn't get on the stretcher. So, and when the fire department came, I have to say, the fire department and the EMT, the ambulance people, were the safest and most respectful as far as social distancing and protecting themselves and everybody else. Before they got out, they all put on, I watched them, they all put on their mask. They stayed far apart from everybody in the scene that they could. You know, they got to get kind of close because they were going to have to put this guy on a stretcher. But all of us, they didn't come up to any of us. They made everyone stay back from them. They were wearing masks the whole time, the EMTs and the fire department, which I was just couldn't understand why the damn police weren't wearing, why they insisted on not wearing a mask. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Be an example for the public and protect yourself, you know? But I can tell you, the fire department and the EMT, they were not playing, okay? They had on their mask. They were keeping social distance as much as they possibly could, even from the police officers there. They were behaving like you should. So that happened, but he wouldn't get on. So they hurried and left, and they looked kind of pissed because they're like, okay, we just came all the way over here for no reason. This fool's not even getting, won't even let us put him in the ambulance. So finally, the whole ordeal is over with, and everyone starts to leave the neighborhood, like the SWAT and everything. You guys, SWAT team came out of everywhere. They were in so many people's backyards. It was like amazing. Like there was only looked like maybe 5 or 6 SWAT guys in the front. Well, the rest of the SWAT team was surrounding like our whole neighborhood. There was probably 20 SWAT. So when they came out, it was like ants. They came out of every crevice of our neighborhood. And they got into cars that you would never even thought were SWAT. I thought those were just my neighbor's trucks. No. It was all SWAT. Almost all the cars that were on the street, were SWAT. It was amazing. You were like, oh my God, where'd he come from? Where did he come from? And then the cars that were on the street, almost all of them, were the SWAT teams. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I was like, oh my God. And these dudes are big. They are nobody you want to mess with. They are way different than the police, okay? You can tell there's a difference. These dudes were all yoked and game. Like, if you mess with the SWAT, like, just don't mess with SWAT team. It's not going to be good for you. Like, if that dude would have done anything and not listened to them, oh my God, I would have hated to see what was going to happen to him. But once he got out, you know, he put his hands up and bowed down, and it ended at least safe that way. So that was my morning, and the craziness. But I fear for the world, because if that's the way my neighbors are behaving, there has to be a lot of other people behaving the same damn way. And if we don't take this crap seriously, how are we ever going to get out of this quarantine, you know? So, I don't know. I'll stop talking about it now. I'm sure people are like, okay, Angela, we're tired of hearing about it, but maybe you're interested, because that's an interesting story. That story's crazy that I just told you guys. I mean, there was so much going on, so it was a crazy, crazy morning. Okay, so I'm doing the neck right now. So I'm just shading with this magenta color, and on the neck, I left this white, and then I'm going to take some that orange again and do some more shading on the outer. Let me dry this really quick. Okay, so let me take that orange stick again. And this is Jane Davenport's water-soluble crayons. This one and this yellow one. And they're made to look like lipsticks. Aren't they fabulous? I absolutely love these. Ugh, love them. And I've never used the orange, and I've never used the yellow. When you guys ever see me use orange and yellow? Never. I'm always like magentas, pinks, purples, all shades, blues, purple, you know, those colors. So I wanted to challenge myself and do something different. Plus I wanted to do this graffiti style, so I thought, you know what, these bright colors for graffiti background will be like so cool. I really like using these color sticks. They're fun. I mean, look how easy it is to apply, and then just take your brush and just, you know, wet it, and it just smooshes out perfectly and blends out. I love it. Oh, just love it. I want to do a whole picture with color sticks. I said that last time. And so I'm just getting kind of comfortable with how these color sticks work. So the next picture I do, you guys, I'll use color sticks the whole time. So if you don't have color sticks and you want to try to play with your color sticks, since you've seen this, if you have like gelatos, you could use gelatos and do that. Or you can just use your watercolors. If you have watercolors, you can just do that. Or if you have gelatos, use those. Any water-soluble crayon, you could do too. You can use your watercolors. If you have gouache, you could do gouache. If you have inks, you could probably do this with inks too. So I always like to try to give you guys like a million ideas, because not everybody has the same crap, okay? And you can't just be going out and getting all new stuff all the time. So using the stuff you have at your house is always awesome. Okay, I want to draw I've been, with all these pictures, I have been putting like a tear, which kind of represents how I feel about this whole situation and just how I've been feeling. One tear, long tear, just says so much, doesn't it? So I'm going to put a tear right here in magenta. And a tear can mean so much. A tear can mean that you're sad. It can mean that you're crying for whatever. It can also be something positive, a tear. People cry when they're happy. People cry when they're sad. People cry when they're hopeful. We'll just let this all just go right into here. I kind of wanted there to be that space there, but it kind of all blended together, so that's fine. Perfect. Oh, I love that. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Love that. One thing I'm trying to decide if I want to do is, let me make sure you guys are still there. Yeah, you are. One thing I've been trying to decide if on the face, where you guys see the 2 white spots, if I want to put yellow in there or if I want to leave it white. I don't know. But you know what I'm going to do when I don't know? Just leave it. And as I do the eyes and do the shade in the eyes and do everything with the eyes situation, it'll come to me. So we'll just let it go like I always do. Okay, let's go back down to the face here. All right. Oh. Let's dry. Is everything dry here? Let's dry this a little bit. Okay, I just seen something that I want to do. I want to not have as big of a area where I have that highlight at the top. I'll show you. Let me just show you rather than keep talking about it right here. Yeah, I want that to be smaller. Like that. Perfect. Because I am going to put those, I like to put those white like little dots, and I can still do that and come right down the face like that. Okay, so let me just go ahead and now turn my dryer on and we'll dry everything. Okay, so now what I want to do is, I have my marking pens out, I think, or did I put them back? I think I put it back. Okay, what I like to do is, let's bring this over a little bit. I like to go over the eye and just really make sure things are really, just go back over the lines I already have, because what happens is some of the lines start to pull back a little bit when you add all the watercolor on it and stuff like that. So okay, and we're going to do some shading. We're going to do some shading in the eyes also, like we always do. It'll really bring the eyes alive. We're going to do some shading in these eyes in a minute. We're going to throw some catch lights in the eyes too, so that'll look really good. Okay, I'll do that with something else. Okay. Just want to make sure that my it was dry where my hand was. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm just going back over the eyelashes again, especially over the longer ones, to just to define these eyelashes a little bit more. And then the little ones, we'll go back over those too. These look pretty good. Okay. And that's also, let me take my fatter pencil. Where did I put that at? This black one right here. And just go over the eyeball again, just to make sure it's really nice and black. It'll really look cool when I put the catch lights in if the eyeball or the iris here is just really dark. In my opinion. Okay. Oh, that looks so cool. I am so excited. Yay. It's when I start doing the eyes, I get the most excited because I see things really start coming along. All right, let's shade in the green eyes. So I'm going to use Chartreuse from Prismacolor Premier. I'm going to use Grass Green. Okay, and my blender pencil. Here it is. I almost wasn't going to film today, but it's been a few days since I filmed, so I'm like, I need to film. But I want to give everyone to catch up because I had a lot of parts to that last one. Oh, and the reason my last video had so many parts, you guys know I learned some editing software. So I've been able to take videos and put videos together, you know, and do a little editing. Well, some things happened with my camera phone. Anyway, my husband had to clear everything out and make room on my phone. I won't even go into that. So anyway, I also wasn't able to make videos for a day or two, so. And then I got busy. I just started, like, you know, there's just things in your house you want to get caught up with. I needed to go around and, I don't like to really go out into the world right now. As you guys all know, whenever you go to the grocery store, it's a little stressful. But there were some things I needed to look for, and that took a little bit of doing. And so I needed to do that. There were some things around the house that I needed to get done. So I did that the last few days. There was some extra cleaning I wanted to get done, some organization. I bought a lot of dry goods from Winco before they closed out all the dry goods. They took all of the dry goods away because it's not that sanitary, I guess, which it's not. But it was a way to buy, you know, your pasta and your, I do brown rice and brown pasta. They had both, of course, but it's a way to get it in bulk at a really good price. But I had bought a bunch of that before they took that away. So I needed to get that going. I needed to get that all put away. So there's just a bunch of little things piling up that I needed to get done. So, and I was doing a little art in between all that. Okay, so look how cool the eye looks, you guys. Doesn't that look so much better? Love it. Okay, let's come in a little bit closer if we can. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to take my violet pencil. Where is that? This is violet. No, this is indigo. Here's the violet. I keep all my favorite pencils that I use all the time right by me, so I can just look through them. I don't have to look at my big box of pencils. Yeah, this is violet, Prismacolor Premier. So I'm going to put this purple in like this. I also have Jane Davenport's pencils. She has nice pencils. They're nice and soft and really blendable. I like them. And I love using pencils over watercolors. Pencils over watercolors, pencil over water-soluble crayons. Those are all, or even over markers. It's a really good base. Those are all really good bases for pencils. And you can work a lot less. You don't have to work so hard because there's a base color down, you know. But I love putting the lighter color down and then for the shading, using the pencils over it. What I do is sometimes you get in a little too close right here. I want to leave that light purple in the center, right? And I get a little close when I start blending. So I just go like that and bring it back a little bit. And then just make sure that we're blended still as much as we can. That looks good. And then I'm going to take this purple again and just make it a little darker in the corners, like that. That looks good. Love it. Okay, make sure you guys can see the lips good. Okay, let's go ahead and do some shading on the lips, which to me is like using lip liner on the lips. And we're going to use it in this grass green color. I'm having so much fun with these colors. Oh my God, we're getting crazy with these colors. Now, all these colors we're using, we're going to use in the hair, which is going to be fabulous. I don't think I'll use the green in the hair. I think that might look, I don't know. I won't say anything yet, because you know what if I do it and then it ends up looking good? But I think I'm not going to be using the green in the hair. I'm going to use the orange, the magenta, and the yellow, I think, in the hair. And that's it. Because those colors all go together really, really well. So, okay, so I just did that green. And then we're going to take our pencil and blend it out. And you guys are probably seeing a pattern now. My techniques are pretty much always the same. Not how I color each girl, you know, about the shading. My shadings, I do the shading a lot the same way too. But the techniques I do, a lot of them are the same. Like how I do the lips, how I do the eyes. Awesome. And then let's go ahead and then put this chartreuse in the middle to kind of really highlight that greenish color and then blend too. The heck? Okay, let me see how that looks. Oh, that looks cool. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Okay, let me see what you guys are seeing. Cool. Okay, so now let's get out the white acrylic paint. Just cheap white acrylic paint. I buy the big things of it from Walmart for like, I don't know, $2. Maybe no more than 3. Because I use white and black so much that I go ahead and buy the black and the white in the big thing. And just keep it on my desk because it will be used. Okay, now I'm going to get out my liner brush. Let me see what we're doing on time. Good. I wanted to keep this video to close to an hour, and that's just about what we're doing. And that's about the perfect amount of time for me to work at one time. After an hour, sometimes you get kind of tired when you're doing this kind of work. Okay, so let's put a catch light in here. Yeah. Another catch light. Cool. One here and one here. Throw a catch light in here. Another catch light here. Okay. We'll put another one here and one there. And then I like to, you know what? I need to get the eyeliner heavier. I like to put this little, I like to call it fairy dust in the eyes, but I need the liner to be a little heavier on the bottom here. Is that the pins that I wanted to? Just a second, you guys. I'm looking at pins right now. No, not that. That's too dang big. So sad. All right. I was looking for pins earlier, and they're all in the wrong spot. All right. All right. I need to make the line here a little bit fatter, her eyeliner. And the reason I need to make, I'm saying it fatter, I don't know if that's the right term, but I needed to make it a little bit, not fatter, heavier. And the reason I need it to be heavier is because I want to put these white dots, which I call fairy dust, on the bottom here. And I need to have some heavy eyeliner to do that. All right. And now it's heavy. Plus, I just think it looks cool to have heavy eyeliner on your girl. Okay. It's actually the way I wear my own eyeliner. That's probably why I like it. I like a heavy eyeliner on myself. For those of you guys, thank you so much for listening to me. I mean, I told a story, so that was kind of interesting anyway, too. But thank you for listening. Had a little frustration going on there. I do feel better, though, now that I've done this art. And now that I've talked about it. So the lesson here is just everybody keep your 6 feet distance and be safe and be responsible. Be an example for other people. Okay, so I love that. And then I want to take this and fairy dust the eyes like this. I love fairy dusting the eyes. I think it just brings the magic out in the eyes. Don't you? Very pretty. And I hope I'm showing you guys some different techniques, some different products, some ideas for you to do some high contrast girls yourself. And this is what I want to say. If you don't draw, you can use a coloring book page of a face. You can use one of your stamps if you have any face stamps. So there's so many ways to do this, even if you don't draw. Even if you don't draw. Oh, I like that. How I brought these down like this. Cool. Let's just bring some here and there. Cool. And then let's put some, let's do some shading on the lips. Make sure you guys are seeing the lips. Yep. So we'll put some shading like right there, some shading here, and then we'll do some shading here on the bottom. There we go. And, oh, I want to do some of the fairy dusting right here. Right from this dot here, bring it down. Oh. Just a second. Let me load my brush right. Oh, it makes me mad when things don't work out and I want them to. Okay. Come off of there. Okay. Okay. There we go. Cool. Love it. I'm not loving the ones that are right here. Maybe we can get them off. Nope, they're not coming off. Okay. What happens was, the reason I'm saying that is because they're kind of, maybe just make them bigger. There we go. I started kind of going crooked. There we go. I like that better. Let's see if I can get rid of the last one. That'll work. Perfect. Got rid of the last one. Good. I want them to come straight down. I didn't want them, you know. Did I put some on the side like that? Or this on the center? Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I want to do, or do we have everything we want to do? And the reason I look at my picture from before is it just gives me ideas, or kind of reminds me of things that I did on the other page that I like. So I'm just trying to see if I want to do anything else. You know what I did on the last page, which I really loved, is I put some crosses, which I think could look really good in black here. So I will do that. I don't want to do it right now, though, because I don't want to, right now because I don't want to, what's the reason? Oh, I don't want to mess up my pen. So, you guys are like, what do you mean, girl? My brain stopped for a second. Where the heck are my water-soluble crayons? Oh, here they are. Okay, I was wondering if I should take this yellow and just put it where the shading is. I'm going to. Oh, what the heck was on here? What happened was, the crayon wasn't clean. It had some other color on it. Because, you know, I was using that, I was doing it next to other colors, so it has some other stuff on it. So let me clean this off. Okay, this is all clean now. So I'm going to throw some in here and then we'll get the water on it. There we go. So instead of leaving like a white highlight, I was thinking leave a yellow highlight, which is still a highlight, you know, but just in yellow. And I just think that would look good. Oh, why am I using that? Let's use this brush. Cool. Love that. And I'll kind of take that yellow on the outside here just to kind of do a little blend. So if some of the pink goes into some of the yellow. Perfect. Yeah, I like that better. I like that better. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, I am loving this. Just blending out this orange a little bit more. But I think that looks good. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, really, really like this. Okay, so I hope you guys like the face, how this turned out. I think it turned out really pretty. I'm excited to do the hair. You guys know when we add the hair, that even adds more to the whole thing. Oh, I can't wait. So I'll get the hair started. For you guys, I'll get this whole thing started, and then like probably half the hair will be done, and then we'll do the other half together, because it takes a lot of time to do the hair, because look how much hair there is. So and then we'll just make the video way too long, and it's the same thing over and over and over. So I'll get the hair started, I'll have half the hair done, and then we'll come back and do the other half together with the hair. And after the hair, we'll do the graffiti background. So hope you guys have been enjoying these high contrast girls and doing the backgrounds. I've been loving it, and it's been helping me de-stress. Even though today I got a little stressed, it's been helping me de-stress, and I hope it's helping you guys de-stress. And you're learning a few things. Have you guys tried these high contrast girls? Is it something you want to try? So that is it for this one, you guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be great. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.